LLC. We have another company that we're working on right now, which is our company's on there. I gotta check that out real quick. Hold on for a minute. So it's our Crystal Ridge site that's being converted to our ambient rejection black edge screen paints, which we haven't got around to making those yet. They're going to be set probably somewhere for 2024, so we're probably making those around that time. And then we also too have our exotic page right here for exotic collections. They're also probably going to be set for 2024 too also, because I got some things I got to work on for this year under Black Series right now. Now, as I said before, we asked questions about these people who make these screen paint products. Are they really legit at the end of the day? Well, like I said, I've been seeing the same screen paints for almost like 2 and 3 years. They have made nothing new at all, period. So we gave them a challenge. The challenge is to make new products. To make new products that actually freaking work at the end of the day, not the fake nonsense with cutting corners, with dark environments and hyped up projectors and all that other nonsense. Let's do some real testing at the end of the day. Let's see some demonstrations with some certified screens. What's the difference between your product and Black Diamond, DMP, Supernova? All these are high-end projection screen companies out there. Do you have real ambient light projection technology? No dark corners and dark shadows and all that nonsense. Let's see some real screen paint being made. That's the problem. And at the end of the day, they don't understand. They have missed the entire picture, the entire boat. It isn't about me and you at the end of the day. It's about basically making better products for the customer, and especially making better products for the customers that are not subjected to buying these overpriced, expensive, certified screens. So if you're not up to the challenge on that, then you get out of the business. That's all to it. I have 3 companies right here that I'm building. Slowly but surely, I'm building them. This is one website that I built actually on 3 websites. So this is my first, actually not my first one. This would be my first one right here. This is under the Crystal Ridge page, which is actually slowly being converted into our ambient rejection black edge screen paint. Actually, one of the dummy labels is right there. So this is going to be used for manufacturing for our contracts. And then we have this one for the art community. This is something I'm designed as a different colorful screen paints designed for projector mapping application and visual and so forth. This is what this is going to be developed for. So we got plans already set up. We're in 2024 to launch these companies, to have them ready and good to go with all testing. And what I see a lot is of fake demonstrations, and including certifieds. We see them doing the exact same thing too. And it's a shame because a lot of the customers are the ones that are getting caught up in this nonsense. You guys really, at the end of the day, don't want to work. You just want to cut corners and take money. That's all you want to do. As I said before, the customer who had the 4K projector should have never had a screen looking like that. Especially from you, Jamie. That screen should have never looked like that. That's bad. That's extremely bad. If you don't see that, then you really don't need to be selling any screen paint products. If you feel that that demonstration was done correctly, then you need to be out of the business. Especially in this decade and time, with the way they have projectors, how advanced they are now. There's no way in the world a screen should ever look like that. Now, we're not sitting in the age of 35mm film anymore. We have high-tech projectors now. We have projectors that can basically have apps attached to them. You go to Netflix, they have all kinds of, some of Facebook and Twitter, they have all kinds of apps attached to them. Some have surround sound systems built into them. It's amazing what they can do now. The problem is that the technology in projectors is there, the screens aren't there yet. So the problem we have here is that a lot of you guys have been cutting corners. The reason why you want to come at me so hard at the end of the day and say I'm a fake or phony, because you don't want to do the work. That's the problem. You don't want to basically roll up your sleeves and work for your money at the end of the day. You'd rather just sit there in the dark with the high calibrated projector sitting too close to a screen and claiming that your product works when we know darn well it doesn't. If it did, the customer with his 4K projector would have pulled up quite nicely, but he didn't. And that's a customer who has took the time to spend the money for the sound system for his setup, who took the time to watch his video demonstration where he went in and he basically shows how he put together his theater room setup. It was quite impressive. He put a lot of time into that just to basically ruin it with your screen paint because you didn't test it correctly. And he gave you money on top of that, which makes it even worse. Now, I told you before, we gave him a challenge. You got to come up with a product line, a complete different product line than what you have. And in that product line, it has to be tested. These tests, like I said before, if you see our test demonstrations, they can run from anywhere from an hour to 3 hours long, sometimes a little more than that than what you're doing in your testing. That means you got to get collecting, gentlemen. You got to get on eBay or whatever. You got to start collecting projectors, because you're going to have to hit this thing with all different forms of projectors, and your product is going to have to pull. It's going to have to look fantastic, and you will be doing these demonstrations live. That way, we know there's no fake stuff going on at the end of the day, and you will be testing your products against house paint. Definitely, we do it all day long, so I don't know why you can't do it. Like I said, if our job is so easy and what we do is pretty much nothing but a scam and it's all fake, then you should not have a problem designing a product line, should you? And doing exactly the same test we do with ease, if it's so easy. All right then. I am going to be going through my sites, because these are all the screen paints you see right here that I already have lined up, already in our cookbook, on what we need to make and we need to design. We have a page for each one of them that displays the environment of the technology we're developing. Yeah, I love this page so much. Where's the Scarlet Samurai? There we go. See all the time and the work we put into our pages. So that way, not only is the customer buying the product, but he's actually getting a feel for what that product is about. We want to do something completely different with different pages that we work on. And at least through these tests, this will cut down on the mumbo jumbo lying. Because good gracious, sorry. Some of y'all have been lying through your teeth about your products. This will cut down on that nonsense, because then you have to do live testing. We will all see the testing. All of us will see it. You know, that's the same thing I thought about Valve. Valve lied about a lot of stuff with their projectors. One of the things they lied about, a lot of people don't realize that they lied about their lumen count. They claimed their projectors were 6,000 lumens. Guess who came in and cut down that bull crap at the end of the day? Epson. Epson stepped foot in there and said, hey, look, you guys are lying about your specifications. We'll file a lawsuit against you. And they lost the lawsuit. Valve lost and had to tell what their projectors really were. You guys are no different than that. That whole bubble oxygen releasing system, my product's not a paint nonsense. Yeah, your product's a paint at the end of the day. It's a paint. It's no ink or nothing. It's definitely a paint. You just put a lot of water in it. But once your website opens up and we're able to obtain the product, then we can get it down here and we can drain the can. Set it up on a camera, put it through a live stream, come back when we're ready, and then see if your product does exactly as you claim it does. You said it's supposed to disappear. So I'm curious to see if that's true or not. Jamie, your products are not tested. You come off the worst. You come off as if your products are something more than what they are. And for what I've seen from your customer demonstrations, every last one of them sit in dark environments. None of them sit in fully lit environments, because the screen would wash out. So you lie in your demonstrations altogether. And what makes it even worse about your product, and I mean worse than you guys stealing Google images, makes it the worst of all, is the fact that your product literally matched house paint with you in the video, and you still sell this product on your website. That's what makes it worse. Because you have acknowledged your product is house paint. But yet you go on YouTube and you claim the Cinemax to be something more than what it is, knowing that you actually are in these videos. So from now on, because you have matched house paint at the end of the day, any product that you make will have to be compared to those paints. Yeah, that's gonna be a bit rough for you. Now, what's gonna make it so hard for these individuals to do these tests? And I'll tell you why. Because they haven't done any tests at all. They have never done testing. Proper testing on their products they have never done at all, period. That's what's going to make it rough for them. That's what's going to make them scared to death to get on camera. Jamie's going to be more scared on camera than anyone else because, again, he failed miserably to beat the network grade 773. Keep in mind, in the middle of the video demonstration, or actually, in the beginning of it, he was brimming with confidence that he knew that he was going to take this product on. If you had properly tested your product, you would have realized you couldn't have beat the paint. The paint would have beat your product. And this would allow you to go back and say, okay, this is not good. Let me go back and fix this problem. Maybe I can make it a little bit more darker. Maybe I can put something inside of it or something in order so it doesn't come up matching this stuff. You didn't do that. And what happened? You got on camera and you started fidgeting and getting up and sitting down and you got nervous and then you started talking about something completely that had nothing to do with the video and it turned into a complete circus ride. And then you tried to get rid of the video, which we caught you doing. That does not look good when you sell screen paint products. That looks extremely bad. Partey, the philosopher. Gee whiz, man, I tell you something. If I had a quarter for every time you try to make something up on camera, I think I'd be a rich man by now. Bubble releasing system, not real. Optical stacking system, the only way that becomes real is that you can actually show that you're actually stacking something. Like there's a reaction if you remove exactly one of the steps and it causes a reaction in basically the final display of the screen. If you can't prove this, then that's considered to be fake. What other nonsense we hear from there? It's not a paint. It's a skin-like coating. Oh, because it's thin, it makes it a skin-like coating. I can take paint behind me right now. I can drop a bunch of water in it. It still makes it paint at the end of the day. It just has water in it, that's all. Can you prove this is not a paint, as you said it does? All right. Like I said, that whole delivery system, where you said that it works as a delivery system for the product. See, when you make real products, you don't have that bull crap attached to it at the end of the day. There is no way in the world you're going to hear me sit on camera saying, yeah, we put all this water into it because it works as a delivery system just in case the paint decides to evaporate or disappear on us. No. This is why now, from now on, if you guys do take this challenge, and you shouldn't, if you don't, it clearly shows at the end of the day your products never work to begin with. So if you do this, you can't do that crap on camera. You got to back up everything you say. That's what you're going to have to do. Now, I've seen you've been sending me quite a lot of emails, and again, you don't have time to send me emails. If you got all this time to hate on my new products, then again, when do you have time to make your new products? So get the crack and Jackson, you got work to do at the end of the day. You got to roll up your sleeves and work. That's what you're going to have to do. Because that's what I had to do for many, many years. And this is why I have a technology that looks like this, that has backup behind it, that has extensive tests behind it. This is why I can come on live camera and do anything I want because my product is tested. This is why I have that confidence at 100% because my product is tested. Yours is not. If it did, we wouldn't have so many canceled orders. I didn't get one canceled order from anyone we ordered off of eBay. Not one. I only received canceled orders from you two guys. That's it. Nobody else cancels orders, only just you two. And you guys talk the most trash. I can't wait to see how you do against diamond technology. That is going to be really interesting. Man, that's a beast of a screen, I'll tell you right now. It is going to destroy your stuff like there's no tomorrow. It really is. Oh well, like I said, we'll see what this new product line looks like. Oh, keep in mind, try to keep the labels looking nice and fresh. You know, try to design real labels at the end of the day. Not something when you draw on top of like a kid did it with the crowns. I mean, do actually do real nice looking labels. And Partey, when you do your labels, try to make sure that your stuff, well, matter of fact, both of y'all need to make sure your stuff is copyrighted. Gee whiz Louise, unbelievable. Well, let's see what they come up. They got until April to design it. 5 different forms of products, and each product has to be tested. Let me show you what you're going to be doing. See right here on our pages, we have this thing called test demonstrations. You can go in there anytime you want to, and you can have a look around and see what we got to put our products through. Now, you see right here, this is a product we call black on black test right here. So this right here means we have to test the product against black fabric and black paint and so forth. And all these are done live on camera. You're going to have to do them live on camera, which means you're going to do gray versus gray if you decide to make a gray product. If you decide to make a black product, then the tests are a little bit different. They're actually much harder. This right here is a certified test. See how those certified screens land against my screen? All right, so our company is. That's what you're going to have to go through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you know what these at the bottom are? They're white sheets of paper. This means this technology is so advanced that it can turn a certified screen nearly into a white sheet of paper. That's how advanced it is. You know how hard that is to do? And keep in mind that each one of these certified screens have a different tone. Some are darker, some are lighter, some are silver, some are dark gray. You have to beat all of them. That's not the hardest one. The hardest one is when you have to do on our end, because our technology is black, we have to do a black test and we have to do the white test, which means we have to have a white surface and a black surface up there. That means the technology has to be able to show the color red, blue, green, yellow, and orange. And while it's doing this, it's going to have to be able to show a much brighter level than the black surface, but it must be able to show a much deeper and more concentrated level than the white surface at the same time. And we have to do this on ultra short throw, 1,000 lumens, and then the high 5,000 projector. Also, it would help if you get yourself a projector that has a zoom lens on it. Standard zoom lens would be perfect. That means you can drop your projector back 18, 19 feet, pinpoint and hit your screen. That'll show your distance on how far back your projector goes. You have to do that at 1,000 lumens also too. Oh, I forgot about this. This is a very hard one. You'll get the hang of it. Once you start testing, you have to do white level tests too if you're doing black technology. We have all the tests here. If you want to check them out, knock yourself out. That's one certified. This is another demonstration we done, black versus black demonstration. Oh, and I didn't give you the hard stuff yet. One of the really hard ones is when you actually have to paint literally into your screen. Yeah, it gets to be a bit of a nightmare right there. Not for us, we're used to it. It's fun for us, but it's going to be a nightmare for them because, again, they don't do any testing. Now, you see what's going on in this demonstration right here? See how the screen is producing a purple screen? See how the white screen can't pick it up and the black screen can't pick it up? The black screen can't pick it up because it doesn't generate white light, and the white screen can't pick it up because it doesn't generate color. You actually need contrast in order to pick up color. Some people think it's just basically just have a lighter color. No, you actually wash out your screen. You're literally describing a white screen at the end of the day. When you say lighter colors, a white, no, you're describing a white screen. Let me get my charger in here. We need it right here. Oh, then there's the wild test, the crazy stuff that you do to your fun. Man, we haven't even gotten to the outside test. You know, one of the outside ambient light projection tests is mounting a projector literally to the side of building, fence, whatever, and you have to have the screen laying flat to the ground so light can pass over it constantly all the time. You got to do that at 2,500 lumens. So you're going to need a collection of projectors. You're going to need about 10 of them, or maybe more than that. So this is a color pattern test. You'll be doing a lot of those. Get used to that. Another test demonstration versus certified, test demonstration versus certified, test demonstration. This is the white and black test. This is a nightmare right here. You're definitely going to have to do this one. So this test right here, you're going to have to be able to produce a white level high enough to be able to blend to the white surface, but also be able to outperform the contrast level. When it comes to color, it's the other way around. Now see in the color demonstration here, you have to pull a purple, solid color purple. No calibrating. None of the projectors can ever be calibrated. So non-calibrated projectors, they must be done in fully lit environments. See how in the environment, how the walls are all nice and white? See how you can see the corners perfectly? That's how it has to look in that environment. Even worse when you go to an area like a max out zone that has a ton of ambient light down there. So see how what we're doing in the demonstration, the black paint and black fabric, even though it's the same color as our screen, can't produce a high enough white level and therefore it can't see color. The white surface can't perceive it because it doesn't understand black. But our screen remains the same color as many colors as we swap out, which means you have to figure out the perfect balance. It can't be too dark because it comes out looking like this. It can't be too light because it comes out looking like that. The balance has to be perfect, which means you have to have a perfect balance of white and black at the exact same time. But when you're developing black technology, you have to have a contrast level literally so high that it basically pulls a 100% black level, and that demonstration must match the color pour out on black paint. It has to match the pour out color on black paint, but the difficult part is it has to pour a higher white level. Oh, am I losing you here? Is it getting kind of complicated for you? That's the light stuff. That's nothing. It's easy. We treat the real hard stuff. This is why you see me on camera getting excited. When I get all adrenaline rush, like, yeah, like that on camera, because I enjoy what I do. You guys are going to get crushed by your own tests, and you're going to have to do it live on camera. I do it all the time live. But since what I do is so easy, you should have no problem doing it, right? Let's see. See, what I see you guys do is I see you guys do one demonstration, and that's it. And you say my stuff is tested. Oh, freaking heck no, you're not tested yet. You have any idea how many different surfaces you have to test against? Tablecloth. This is my personal favorite. I got this on my form site. So in a form site, someone says, hey, I can do the same thing with a black tablecloth. All right, no problem. And this is also the surface we give you away for free. So you can actually have something to paint your screen on. Well, some people do dumb things, and the dumb things they do is basically they will want their money back and say, hey, look, all we need is just the black surface because it'll do the same thing. And I'm here to tell you, and no, it won't. That black paint that we give you, that technology, can see white light. Now you see this right here? This whole entire surface is covered with a black bed sheet. And it's ripped right up the middle so you can see our bright white screen pushing through on the other end. They're both black. Just one can see white light and one can't. That's why you guys are sitting there on camera being complete idiots saying, oh, it's black paint, it's this, that, and the other, so and so and so. No, buddy, it's not. It's more than that. At the end of the day, you will find yourself cracking books, going on long, extensive hours on studying exactly the physical of light when it comes to ambient light. How does it work? How does it function? You'll be studying all that. So you're going to have to basically work for it. Now, just to show you how fast we can knock your product out, if you do attempt to do this, now if you don't attempt to do it, then no one will buy your products at all. Even those that are basically skeptical won't even touch you with a 10-foot pole if you can't make a new product line. And that means you're stuck with the same paints. Are you kidding me? In 2024, we'll launch a new product line and you'll still be with that same old stuff at the end of the day? And you better do something quick. So put it this way, and this is going to be embarrassing, but you have to learn. When you put in all that time and all that work to develop and think your products are okay, I'm going to take the Sugar Plum Fairy and I'm going to crush your product easily. Because that Sugar Plum Fairy technology is designed to wipe out certifieds. That's what we custom designed our technology to do. That's why I think you had so many certified screens in my hand. And that's what I'm going to do with it. Then maybe you'll kind of get the concept in your head of basically where we stand and where you stand today. Now, should they make their own product line? Yeah, they should. Let's see if they have the ability to do so. I'm curious. See that little doggy in there, the little snow doggy in there? See him in there? See him in there? See how he doesn't pick up? Only our technology sees white light. Do you have any idea how many years it takes to do that? It takes a very long time. I can go back to 8 years and show you where I first started working on black technology. It takes a very long time to learn how to do it, and a lot of faith in God. That you don't have, as I can see how you carry yourselves. So if what I do is so easy, then you should have no problem with developing an entire product line with tests attached to every last one of them. Oh, and by the way, there's no such thing as hiccups or bumps. We don't do that. That screen must show a difference between night and day. There'll be no high-powered 4K projectors and overpowered you won't use any of that. You can't have that, I'm sorry. That's gone. As a matter of fact, we do a lot of our demonstrations without 4K, so guess what? I'm taking that away from you too. No 4K allowed. The highest you can have in a contrast level on a projector, I'll give you 20,000, that's it. Here we go. Downstairs in the max out zone, 1,000 lumens only. We have to make sure the screen can pull up in a fully lit environment. Even at 1,000 lumens, it has to be able to pull. It also must pass black level tests at 1,000 lumens in a max out zone, which means this screen technology right here we have downstairs. Which one is this one? Oh, this is the Black Series Gamer. It has to be to maintain a solid green at 1,000 lumens. Keep in mind, my projector is sitting back 16 feet. At 16 feet, traveling across a room with this much light in the environment, we do not have 1,000 lumens by the time we make contact with the screen. We are way less than that. And yet that black technology is going to have to generate a bright enough color to produce a beautiful shade of green, and still be to do a better job than black film, Dynasty paint, that black paint you like, and that tablecloth. Oh man, there's so much to learn. You guys have so much to learn. You're so far behind, it's not even funny. It also must pass a white level test. This is one of the most brutal tests you have to put your product through. So even at 1,000 lumens or less than 1,000 lumens, it's still going to have to be to pass 4 sheets of white surfaces and still maintain its white level at 1,000 lumens or way less than that. Maybe you make something decent enough. I will have something to challenge against our new technology in 2024. And this is a little message too for you certified screen. For goodness sakes, please come up with something better than what you have. Make black technology, because we need a challenge. Because if you don't, I guarantee you, bar none, when we launch an Alpha-1, and if it ever pop up in one of those electronics shows, it'll be lights out. I'm giving you fair warning. I'm telling you from the door, you do and you must develop a black technology. Number one, we need the challenge. This is why we're pushing them. But number two, you're going to need something. Trust me. If I walk up in that show, I'm going to wipe your stuff clean. I was giving you a bit of a promise there. Like I said, we don't engineer our technology for screen paints. We engineer for certified. This stuff is going to have 100% sun killer. That demonstration, when you see that screen absorb all that sunlight, that's going to be the gain attached to this technology. And it's going to be super jet black. It is not going to be something you want to mess with at the end of the day. And I'm warning you from the door, people who have these certified screens, do not walk into my booth and do not lay your screen against that screen, because I guarantee you it's going to turn into a white sheet of paper. If you think I'm playing with you. Talk about sinking someone's heart, burning someone's harbor to the ground and sinking every last ship. I will implode your world if you touch that screen. I'm warning you from the door. Mind you, usually we develop technology in about 20 so minutes. This is technology we're taking a year to engineer, so you know it's going to be a nightmare. So that's why I explained to you. Go in there in the booth and stick your screen against that freaking technology and see what happens. I will level your stuff so fast, and that demonstration, I guarantee you, and we won't even have to use high-end projectors. What's going to put us on the map, I'll tell you people, for that next level for 2025, and I'll tell you why. Number one, we're going to be using old outdated projectors, 2012 models. They're going to be using all high-end, high-performance projectors. And they're going to be dodging ambient light. If they're worrying about the light 21 feet high, are you kidding me? I could actually build me a frame made out of LED lights and attach it to my screen, and I still can absorb that light with no problem. Especially with sun killer technology designed to it. Think about it. You just watched a demonstration of us testing a product that can absorb sunlight. So what do you think in here would do to it? Nothing at all, period. Yeah, they're gonna find out. They're gonna find out. I cannot wait. Go ahead and stick your, and I know someone's gonna do it from the record, so we're gonna warn you from the door, don't do this. Do you have any idea what would happen if we have a product and what it's marketed to do, it's way under $1,000, and you stick a $5,000 sample sheet against a technology that turns your product into a sheet of white paper? Do you have any idea what that's going to do to their business at the end of the day? I don't think anyone's going to spend $5 grand for a screen when they can do it for far less and much bigger. Now, yeah, I remember saying the Alpha-1s are going to be extremely rare. I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Alpha-1s are going to be designed so everybody can get their hands on them. But there is one particular one we are going to make rare, which is that gold version of it. That comes with a 24 karat gold trimmed, comes with the, we're going to do the containers. I can't tell what the containers are. Well, I can tell you they are going to be trimmed in 24 karat gold. And this particular model will be rare. These will be actually 10 made every year. But the Alpha-1s, I don't think we're going to make them. We're going to make them available for everybody, because I got some plans for that. Actually, I want to start a line of high-tech wallpaper screens with that technology. So we haven't decided, is it going to be something for physical screens or is it going to be a screen paint? And we don't even know on that yet. I want to lean toward physical screens. The reason why I want to lean toward physical screens is because, and especially the wallpaper surface. The wallpaper surface is a fantastic idea because, again, like I said, customer doesn't have any building there. He doesn't have to worry about tools or stretching this and stretching that. You take it right out of the box and connect it to his wall and he's done. And then if you want to see it anymore, you can just roll it up and stick it in a box and put it in his closet. That's what I loved about the wallpaper surface. But the only problem is they only make them 4x8. But, you know, through the right connections, we can make them at 120, 150, 235.1. I would love to have a 235.1 wallpaper screen. That would be sick. Yeah, that'd be nice. So that's what I may basically apply the Alpha 1 to. And then at the end of the day, the shipping cost is going to be extremely cheap for us. We can ship screens, wallpaper, anywhere we want. And again, at the end of the day, the customer, no tools. Just take it out, he or she, and connect it to the wall, and you're done. That's it. So let's see where we go with that. Well, those are plans for 2024. Look at this right here. Low lumen test. There's another one right there we had to do. These are all the tests you're going to have to do. You're going to have to do paint on applications, which means that for every container that you make, you're going to have to paint the physical screen in. We do them all the time. I've done a 200 something inch screen, 250, 180, 150 inch. You have to do them per container. You can't just guess it. You're going to actually roll that in, not spray it in. You're going to have to do side-by-side demonstrations. What's the difference between your product if you put a 720p next to a 1080p or 1080p next to 4K, and you're going to be doing a ton of demonstrations outside. You have to at least have 40 of those done for outside displays. You're going to have to also large in your screen size. Your screen size at 100 inch and 120 inch over and over again and again and again. No. You're going to have to go much bigger than that, man. What happens if we stick that product at a massive 180 or 250 inch screen? How are you going to react? Can you maintain contrast? Will you be able to maintain color? All that stuff has to come up there. Well, at least on the bright side, it's not the insane demonstrations. You'll never have enough light in your environment. I don't know what the deal with that is all about. I don't know. Your environments are supposed to be well lit. If your screen's tested, you should be able to do this with no problem. That's a wallpaper surface, by the way. See where the light's hitting? See how it's making contact with the screen? How it sits in the door? This is what you're going to have to operate. It has to pull. It can't be in dark environments. Can't express that enough. And for goodness sakes, contrast levels. You guys are allergic to contrast levels? We do white levels constantly all the time. More contrast levels on everything you could possibly think of. That's contrast levels. And you're going to have to do this in a fully lit environment. No dark environments with that nonsense. Contrast levels need to be done in fully lit environments. They have to be done in fully lit environments. You don't even know what your screen's going to react like in a fully lit environment. You're afraid to show that. What happens to the customer when he sticks that in his environment, which I can see by your customers that you have on your site, Jamie. I can see clearly that all of them sit in the dark. They were coached. Coach means at the end of the day that someone told them where to put that product in, and you told them to put them in a dark demonstration. The only person that wasn't coached was the customer who opened up those curtains. So how come with him having a 4K projector, his image look like that, but the rest of them on that page will have projectors. Some have projectors way under his, are not having the same reaction because they were in a dark environment, because they were coached. They were told where to put that product at. And the reason why I know they were coached because, Jamie, when I first bought your product, you coached me. You knew what I was going to do with it. You told me don't put it in certified screens. You didn't want it tested in well-lit environments. It's not designed for that. You told me this. But here you are doing demonstrations and windows open and doors open and trying to tell people that your product basically works in a fully lit environment, but you have on your website that is not. Which one is it? Can be one or the other. Just like you partay in your specifications. I sat there and had a conversation with a friend. He must have laughed so hard. I never heard a guy laugh so hard. Again, how do you have a screen paint that has two gains attached to it? You can't have an 8 and 9. It doesn't work that way. It's either one or the other. That's like buying a projector and they saying, oh, it's 720p, 1080p, and 4K. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, so you see how that black level comes up? That's how it's supposed to be, a solid black. See how that white level pushes through? That's how it should be. See how the color comes up nice and bright? This is what you have to be to produce if you're doing black technology. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I can't wait to see what they come up with. What do you think? You're going to coast by the next couple of years on that house paint products you guys got in the day? Nah, you're not doing that. You're going to make a whole new product line. That's what you're going to do. I bet you somebody's over there biting their nails right now, probably screaming. Okay, I guarantee you, Jamie right now is probably screaming at YouTube right now. That's somebody, no, man. Again, shut up. Get the work done, okay? I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear blah, blah, blah. Just get the work done. That's it. Make a product line. I want to see one. I want to see something different than that other stuff you got. Make something new, completely brand new. It can have nothing to do with your previous product. Make something completely brand new. Show me something. And I want to see tests under all of them. All live, so we can all watch it. We can all see it. And again, when you do those test demonstrations, Jamie, I can't express this to you enough. I want that place to look like your apartment when you first moved in there, because I guarantee it was never that dark when you moved in there. Never. What I mean by this guy does some really fake demonstrations. I've seen this one so many times. So what they do, it'd be like 12 o'clock outside, and they will darken the environment. They'll darken, like they'll shut the blinds and everything to make it look like it's, and then they'll put lights in the environment. That's the dumbest thing I've heard in my entire life. So let me wrap your brain around this freaking nonsense. So what they'll do is, it's 12 o'clock outside. They'll have all the windows shut, all the blinds shut, to make the environment seem like, you know, how can I say, it's kind of weird how it's done. So the environment, it's light outside, but they make the environment dark. And then they put lights in the environment to make the environment seem like it's light outside, like it's light, well-lit environment. No. Stop doing that mess. That is freaking embarrassing. See my demonstration here? Do you see me blocking any window light? The environment looks exactly the same way when I moved in. Exactly the same way. That's the way it's supposed to look. You're doing some freaking Harry Potter nonsense. You got the environment super dark, and you got lights in it to make it look it's well lit. The guy did that with the Valve projector. He had a window sitting right there in front of the screen, never even opened it. They'll put little lights in the environment. I seen one of them in solid wave 5, whatever, and a demonstration he did to my, I don't know about ambient light. Are you kidding me? He had little lights peppered out your entire environment, and that entire environment was dark. Do you guys even know what ambient light projection technology is? Gee whiz Louise. Yeah, that's one of my favorite words now. Gee whiz Louise. Now, I had one guy saying, well, hey, that projector's sitting on top of the screen. Even with a white screen, it wouldn't have picked up, and a gray screen can't see it. Only black technology can read that. You can also get some more information from our demo page, which is quite huge. Here comes the demo page. In the demo page, 30 notes. We have the most demonstrations on and off YouTube unmatched. This is a challenge. This entire page is literally a challenge for them. They haven't done it yet. Still waiting. You guys have what, a couple pictures? We literally have so many pictures attached to our site. We have to build entire showrooms to house them. 720p versus 1080p. We also have, we get this all the time when someone was asking about, can you make, I heard your product, you can take a 720p and put it next to a 4K. Yeah, we got the demonstration. We don't talk it, all the demonstrations are right here. This is an interesting one too. We had a Sony CS4 1000 lumen projector versus a 5000 lumen. That screen literally pushes off so much light that you can take a 1,000 lumen projector and stick it next to it, even if the other projector's 5,000, and they'll match. Test demonstration done here, done live. That's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to be in some serious light, man. See right here? In this demonstration, we attached lights here and here, including lights on top of the screen, to make sure the screen absorbs in as much light as we possibly can push at it. Gotta show me something. And here you are doing demonstrations in the dark, close up on top of the screen. You see me on top of the screen? No, sitting right here, right next to the window, staring at the screen in a bay of windows. Oh, man. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Show me something. I want to see something. If you have real ambient light rejection technology, you should be, that screen's customized. It's the 127-inch 1610. The projector sits back around 19 feet from the screen. The projector is a ViewSonic 1920 by 600 by 800 720p SVGA. And we also did the challenge for you guys to basically swap out your high-end projectors for a basic low-end projector. None of you did it. We did the whole year. Can you do that? See how my windows are open? Right there. Show me something. White levels? No problem. Show me something. At the end of the day, gentlemen, you don't understand what you're up against. When I explain to you that how far my history goes back, how much knowledge that I have at the end of the day, how my Lord has blessed me to, for a person who knows nothing about chemistry, to be able to do this in 20 minutes. All our technology is developed within 20 minutes. You seriously want to go toe-to-toe with me at the end of the day? Really? You think you can? Well, I gave you a challenge. Since you're so good at what you do, you have until April to complete an entire product line with nothing matching your previous paints. And you're going to have test demonstrations underneath all those products, which means we should see YouTube flooding with a lot of videos under your tests. And you're going to be doing this on multiple different forms of projectors. You will not be crutching this. You will not be using this on the same projector you have to depend on. You'll be using on 1,000 lumen projectors. We even got demonstrations as low as 50 lumens in fully lit environments. You'll do different screen sizes. Well, at least it's not too bad. We didn't ask you to do the ceiling, did we? Or do the floor. So, and look at that bright side. But you're going to have to do an outside screen bigger than 100 inches. 150 we'll be requesting. I can do 250, but I'll give you 150. Isn't it that demonstration that guy was doing on the, who was doing that? Oh, yeah, the guy with the valve is set up. He was doing that demonstration right here. Yeah, hey, buddy, check us out. Yeah, isn't it the same demonstration you were doing in that dark environment on a valve projector? Yeah, okay. And you're comparing that to our black technology? No, don't do that. Don't do that. Look at this. Look, no. Let's get brutal here. Oh! Heck yeah, I can bring up an OLED horse easily right next to an open window with sunlight pushing through it. Now this is a lesson to you, Partey, at the end of the day. I'm sorry, Danny, you make black screen paint. You call yourself doing it. It's seasonal. I don't know what the freak that means, but when you do a technology, that's how much light you have to have to the screen. I've seen the demonstration when you had the window open. Your window wasn't open, buddy. And I explained something to you from the door. Danny, listen to me. I saw your demonstration with your screen so-called near a window. No, this screen sits in the window. Do you understand? Do you understand when I'm telling you this? Because, like I said, I got to make this crystal clear to this guy. He did some demonstration like, I'm next to window light. No, you're not near window light. I can shove that screen right into that window and it still would produce. Look at that. See how it's clean? See how it's not black or shaded or none of that nonsense? You don't know anything when it comes to black technology. You don't know the first beginning of it. Sorry, I had to go in. I had to go a little hard. I had to. This guy's a disgrace to people in my field with black technology. A disgrace. Next time you do a demonstration with that OLED horse, make sure your screen is actually near a window. Look at it. You can see the light. See right here? You can actually see the light right there. See that? See the light pushing it from the window? You can actually see it making contact with the screen right there. Look at that. Right there. You see it? That's the light coming in from my window making contact with my screen. You guys got screens, what? Windows nowhere near your screens. Okay, whatever. Well, let's see what they come up with. I'm curious. I want to see these tests. Let's watch the rest of this demonstration. And yes, my music here is copyright free. The guy with the valve projector. Oh, we've got those windows on the side too. The guy with the valve projector, yeah. No, I'm gonna explain something to you. Number one, your projector has a 3,000-to-1 contrast. That's extremely poor for that projector. Very, very poor. Very poor. All right. My NEC, the $60 projector you was ranting about, has 4,000-to-1. Your projector only has 1,800. Keep in mind, Valve claim to have 6,000 lumens, but they don't because they got sued by Epson for basically lying about their specifications and padding them. So they actually come in at 1,800 lumens, if that. Anyway, my projector has 36. If I sit my projector right next to a Valve projector, I would wash it out completely because I have a much higher powerful lumen count at around $60 what I paid for my projector. And my projector has a 4,000-to-1, when that one has a 3,000-to-1. I don't know how in the world you operate a 3,000-to-1 contrast on a screen that's gray, because that's not going to come up all that well. Especially with 1,800. That's what explains a lot. When I first saw those projectors when they came out, and I remember before we found out they didn't work on our technology, I never forget that this guy came up and he's arguing with me saying, no, the paint doesn't work, my projector's like 6,000 lumens, and found out that projector was never 6,000 lumens, it was 1,800. And even at 1,800, which I still can't figure out why, because we use projectors at 1,000 lumens and they still can pull up. They just don't work. There's something about those projectors that just don't work. So that's why we had to make this product behind here that would still give them the ability to be used in a fully lit environment. Show me one demonstration of a Valve projector in the same environment that we're using. Not one. They're all in these really dark environments. Every time we look for these screens and these customers who own them, they're in dark environments. I can be in a fully lit environment with this with no problem whatsoever. And as soon as we get our hands on a sheet of Valve, which I'm trying to get my hands on a Valve sample sheet, I mean, we're going to get one sooner or later. We'll get one. I have to buy the entire screen. I'll get it down here. It's like, what, $600, $700 for the screen? Yeah, if we can get a hold of sample sheet, I'll buy your screen and I'll paint half of it with our technology and watch. So, can our black technology pull white level? Yes, it can. So that's why I'm used to the Jamies and Partays trying to slander our work, because again, you fear me. That's why you have no choice but to try to make my product look bad. So, gentlemen, you got your work cut out for you. And no, I am not going to be in there talking about this. I don't care at the end of the day. Make your products, have your tests. When your product is all tested, I will come and look at your tests. Till then, don't care. But what I mean by, this is not even a test, gentlemen. This is for fun. This is what you're going to have to go through. And this is on a 600 by 800 720p projector, SVGA. It's my ViewSonic. Got it for $140. And you guys are sitting up there with 4K projectors sitting in the dark because you can't get your screen to pull and your colors are washed out. Therefore, you have to calibrate. This is what the customer wants at the end of the day. And this is what I'm going to have in my showroom. I requested for one of the showrooms to have large windows in place because we want to put screens in there just like this. I can show a star field here, and I can show a snow white level there. Can't do that on a gray screen. You don't have that capability. That's why I said, when we do our gray screens, we show you what you're going to get. We show a star field demonstration. We don't hide any of the contrast levels. We let you see everything you need to see. And we do it in a fully lit environment. I'm not going to be in here in some dim lit environment, some high-end projector to try to make it look like something that it's not. No, I'm going to show you exactly what you're purchasing. So right here, we're doing a demonstration that we put a challenge under for you guys, for them, and they couldn't do it. The challenge was, can you display a white level and a star field at the same time? You can't transition. That's the problem. Even when it comes into great technology, even though I like what we have here, it will never compare itself to black technology. Black technology, if it's done right, can transition, which means we can show you deep outer space, or I can show you a winter wonderland all at the same time. Gray screens can't do that. They'll pick up that level, but they can't see that one. If your black technology is not good enough and it can't receive white light, you'll see this, but you can't see that. If your technology is balanced correctly, you can do them both at the same time. Bam, bam. I bet you right now, I got some extra hatred email coming to me right now. They're mad and they're upset. You know what they're mad about? Because they got to work now. Now, like I said, you don't have to do them at all, period. You can go back and continue selling your, see little boy running back and forth in there? Isn't that pretty cool? That means that screen's generating a white level literally so high that you can see the animation, people running back and forth in the background. But, as I said before, if you choose not to do it, then it just clearly shows at the end of the day that you have nothing. Can't make anything, can't design anything, and everything you make is a fake. Show me something. That's what I want to do. Just show me something of what you can do. I hope you don't have that same product before the end of the summer. Oh, we're doing a swap out on this one. Here we go. I gotta find our gunmetal demonstrations. We got a ton of those right there. We gotta expand the demo page again because we got gunmetal technology, our history on our gunmetal technology. We got more than that. I did a massive wall of stairs with a 235.1 setting, and we did one with a wait. I gotta find out what this video is called right here. I've been looking for this video. What is this thing called? It's a snow. So whatchamacallit, here it is. This is the one I'm looking for. The white levels on here are actually amazing. We did this demonstration at 1,000 lumens right here. Here we go. There's my Sony portable projector at 1,000 lumens, producing a high white level right there. What was the name of that freaking video? What is it called? I can't find it anywhere. I can't think of the name of it. Oh, Jesus. No title there? No. Whatever. I'm gonna figure it out what it is. 1,000 lumens. Demonstration of the 1,000 lumens. As a matter of fact, we've done so many 1,000 lumens tests that we have right here, more page. If you scroll down, we have a page all for 1,000 lumen demonstrations right here. These are all our tests done for 1,000 lumens. 1,000 lumens versus 5,000 lumens, white level, 1,000 lumens, color level, 1,000 lumens, max out room, 1,000 lumens, white level again, 1,000 lumens, 1,000 lumens sitting next to a door. See how that one reacting right there. Another one downstairs in the max out zone. So we did this one downstairs with more light farther back, and this one upstairs. 1,000 lumen demonstrations done outside. right, gentlemen, how much time did I push into this? Okay, I'm done here. Like I said, I'm expecting by April to see an entire product line. Part data means you're going to open up your, oh, sorry. Can't call him that. Keep in mind, he doesn't own the rights to the name. Fellow in England owns that right. So his name is Danny, and we call him Danny because you don't own that right. I'm not going to call you somebody else's name. You don't own the rights to it. So anyway, yeah. Another challenge for you, Danny. If it's possible, see if you can keep your website open for a month. Now, no problem, no business, no problem with checking it. Well, I'm not going to check in today because again, it's Sunday, and you said you don't open on Sunday, so we respect that. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I will be popping into your site. You need to open it. All right, my people are waiting. They've been to your shop. They keep sending me back text messages. It's closed. They can't get in to buy. It's closed. They can't get in to buy. It's closed. They can't get in to buy. What's the problem? Open your site. We just want to get your product down here and drain the can. I couldn't care less about the testing because I know it's not going to pass. But I do want to test that theory about that whole water delivery nonsense. So open up your site so we can basically do that test. Because like I said, if we if we do the can and we do the test and it evaporates and it's not there as you said, then guess what? Hey, hats off to you. I was wrong. I will apologize to you on camera. You got my word on that. I'm a man of my word. I'll apologize to you on camera. I even write you a statement, do a whole video for you. So open your site so we can get access to your product. Because right now it's showing that you're afraid. Gee whiz, man. Talk all this trash, man. I'm the king, I'm the king, I'm the king, I'm the king. I can't even open up your website. Open it up so we get access to it. Well, my people check back all this week. They've been just sending me messages back and forth. Can't get in. Still closed. All right, I'm done here. I got things to do. I'm gonna watch my movie. I'll watch Bridesmaid. I'm dying to watch that one for a while. I only have a page showing here. Tell me you got all that room down there, Danny boy, and you haven't built a 250-inch screen in with that product? You know why? Because from the screen size we saw, if it couldn't lift that image, there's no way in the world it's going to be lifted image at 250. These demonstrations come in extremely handy. You know why? Because every time when we do outside demonstrations, the first thing they ask is, we done a screen size bigger than 150 inches. We go, yeah, we did 250 inches right there. That was all done on a 720p projector. It cost me $270. That's it. Never really went back there and watched any real movies off of it. I just did demonstrations off of it. That was it. My neighbors, they were freaking, they loved it. Watching Pacific Rim on 250 inches, yeah, I had a ball with that screen. It was fun. Only problem with the backyard, man, I don't know what it is about that neighborhood. Like, man, they had an overfestation of mosquitoes back there like no freaking other. Couldn't sit back there. I noticed that when I first moved in over here. I was like, why the freak somebody sits in their backyard? Nobody sits in their backyard, especially our end, because we're near the golf course. Patio furniture out there, real nice stuff, but no one's ever out there. I couldn't figure out why. The first day I walked out there, and I said, oh, I see why now. It's a mosquito factory back there. And even when I talked to a couple of the neighbors, like on the other side, I was like, so, you know, what do y'all do about the mosquitoes? And the guy was like, nothing. Can't do anything with them. They've been there longer than I have, and they just can't get rid of them. Then you got the golf course right across from you, so, oh, gotta deal with that freaking nonsense too. I don't know how the freaking world Disney does it. That's one thing I noticed when I was at Disney World. I didn't see one freaking mosquito out there. Not one. Not one. And I would think I would have seen something out there. No, not one. Did you ever look that up on YouTube on how Disney actually gets rid of the mosquitoes? It is freaking fascinating. It is really freaking amazing. And if you've ever been to Disney World, try to find one. You won't find one. Freaking virtually impossible. Now, for those of you thinking about making one of these screens, ain't hard to do. Now without technology. Here's our pictures on the screen. That's a demonstration of me taking our product and painting in a 250-inch screen. We get the Surface from over on Amazon. What did it cost now? 250 inches. Probably be something like $130. Maybe a little cheaper than that. I don't know. About $130. That's what I paid mine, about $130. It could be cheaper or more than that. But anyway, the Surface is really easy to do. I did the whole paint on demonstration. So basically, anytime you're doing a surface, we paint the whole thing in the basement floor, so we don't move everything out. So pretty much, if you're doing it outside, which I wouldn't advise you to do, because if you do it outside, one of the problems you're gonna have with that is anything that blows in the wind may land on your screen, so you don't want that. If you got someplace inside you can do it, that would kind of help out. Some people advise they want to spray them in. I wouldn't advise you spraying it. I would just roll it and be done with it. That's the best way to do it, because you don't want blotchy surfaces. Mind, you got to coat this surface twice. So this is a surface that's already been coated. So when we get them, what we do is we basically get about a gallon of primer, and what we'll do is we'll basically prime the first screen the first time. The reason why we prime is so that way that the screen can soak in as much paint as possible as we wanted to do. When we put our application on, we don't want the screen to come out spotty or uneven. So you put your first application on, and then once that dries, come back in, you put a second one on. Once you put the second one on, that dries, then you apply your application. Pretty easy to do. So you sweep the screen down, you want to make sure there's no dust, no dirt on it whatsoever. That's my shop, it's pretty messy in there. And there we go, you start the process, very easy to do. Now, basically, if you're doing this on a large floor, you want to make sure you have some plastic underneath of it, because it will transfer right to your floor. So my floor is already jacked up, so yeah, I didn't mind. All right, at the end of the day, so I was good there. It's a one coat application, and you're done. Now, if you're going to do it outside, which I advise you not to do, if you have some way to protect it outside from anything blowing on top of the screen, if you do put the plastic down, make sure you have bricks on either side. Last you want is the wind to blow up your screen with the dirt under the plastic and that roll into your screen. You don't want that. But like I said, easy to do. I like doing the 250s, man. They were fun. I like the paint, that's why it's just more to do. We're right here at the bottom. That shows you we still have enough paint left over right there. See? We have any, that stuff has very good coverage. And we're already halfway through the screen. We still got more than enough left over. So you'll be just adding one coat and that's it, you're done. You'll put two coats of the other paint down because like I said, you want to actually, for the surface, you don't want it to come out too blotty. I learned that the hard way. I actually painted the screen before I put two applications onto it, and the screen came out with, when the light passed through it, especially when the light passed through, you can see areas where some hit and some didn't. You don't want that. So that's why we put the primer down. And it doesn't have to be primer. You can use anything. You just need something to absorb into the screen. You can use basic house paint. Doesn't make a difference. All you're doing is getting the surface to do it just absorb. That's all you're doing. Now, if you're hanging a screen like this, I would say when it comes down to the bottom half of it, I like to put the corkscrews in. I like to use the stakes instead. Gives the screen a little bit more room. It works like a bungee system. So everything else, for my screen, the way my screen was done, I had 16 screws to the very top where the ledge was at. And it just dropped down. And I had it tethered from the side here and here, here and here. Just to keep it nice and loose. But enough where it's going to lay nice and flat. You don't want it too tight. You don't want it too loose. And then when you actually tether it, you have to stand to the side and you have to make sure it's coming down flat. You don't want it coming down this way or coming down that way. It has to come down straight when you tether it. So it gives a lot of give to the screen, so it moves back a little bit, back and forth. All right, so that's all painted in. Fastest way to dry one of these screens, very simple, fan system. So the fan system I have right here, get this out of the way. The fan system I have right here, you take a piece of rope, tie it to the top of the grommet right here, tie this to your handle right here. You want air to travel under it. You don't want it to hit the top, you want it to go under. You want to dry the screen under it. Because what's going to happen is, if you have plastic down here, all that paint's going to soak through, and you're just going to have this wet bottom half, which is going to take forever if you dry it from the top first. Dry from the top first, the air has to seep down and hit all that wet paint at the bottom. It's going to take too long for the screen to dry. So you dry it from the bottom. That means the air is going to flow through, dry the floor at the same time. Well, you don't want to do your floor, I did my floor, but your plastic at the same time, and the air is going to rise up, which is going to dry the bottom and the top at the same time. It'll be done in no time at all. That's how you do it. Some people would set the fans down and maybe the top may dry, but when you pull it back, it's still soaking wet because there's a lot of paint that seeped through. So the fastest way to do it is to dry it from the bottom to the top. And this is what I show people how to do in a demonstration. And in no time at all, you'll see this bubble pop up. Right here, we put the fan on. I'll show you. Your screen starts to lift up. So as the screen starts to lift up, and it starts rising across the floor, that means that part is starting to dry. See how it's rising up? It's lifting up off the floor. That's what you want. So that way you can dry the wet floor or wet plastic, and you can also dry the screen at the same time. And when it's done, you'll see the whole thing lifting up just a little bit, like a magic carpet, and it's finished. Now you only had to use one fan. Some people want to use two. It's up to you on how you want to do it. If you want to go berserk, you can use 4 fans and drive even faster. But it don't take long. On top of that, have to worry about it drying to the plastic either, too, on top of that, which you don't want. Come downstairs, you'll see some areas that'll be darker and some will be lighter. These are the areas that are dry already. And that's it. And then when you're done, figure out how you want to hang it up. And you got this. There are picture slideshows. Get access to them. Did I make a swing it? No, we didn't put the zoom in. Yeah. Let's put you up on it. I gotta go and put the zoom in on the pictures. So these are our pictures of our screen at 250 inches. You know, it's like looking at a bobcat or a cheetah, whatever it is, and 11 screen's 11 feet high. Yeah, it's a pretty cool screen. And this is fantastic if you want to do something like for a big backyard event with your friends and family, something like that. Or maybe you want to make a little money, you want to charge people to come in and watch movies and stuff, you can do that. I never can understand the theory, the drive-through theater. I understand all that about driving and everything, but how is it to stop people from basically sitting behind the fence and watching? I don't understand that part. I guess it's more the experience of just being there is what it is. All right, people. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you guys, well, I said, our videos have a lot of educational stuff in there to help you out. So, like I said, I even have instruction videos on how to build the motorized projection screen stand. A lot of crazy stuff in there. But okay, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the demonstration. As for the other two fellows, like I said, I look forward to seeing your product line and all your test demonstrations, which should be quite a lot. Gotta go. Thank you all, and God bless.